dyslexic was referring to his name, would he be banned for 6 months as well?
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring the headline act of this sexy, lovely Nathaniel, Dean Tapley. Give it up!
Good evening! I'm here tonight to explain some of the government's policies to you people. You'll have to excuse me, I've got an uncontrollable flapping hand. It's alright, it'll go off in a minute. There it goes. Now you'll all be very happy. Ow! You'll be very happy to know that as we speak, British ships and planes are on their way to Libya. Colonel Gaddafi's check cleared, they should be with him in the morning. No, he's been very clear. He said he won't use them to suppress his own people, like the submachine calculators we sent him, the cluster vases, and the intercontinental ballistic soap. Some people, some communists, have said that the government's response has been too slow. And to them I say this. No, it hasn't. William Hague made it very clear that we couldn't launch planes out of Gatwick without massively disrupting Nick Clegg's holiday plans. Nick Clegg's been in a bit of trouble today for suggesting he didn't know that he was in charge. In fairness to Nick, there's a lot of things he doesn't know. Like what we call him behind his back. The secret password to get into the bunker if there's a nuclear attack. And the meaning of the word pledge. Now, some of you have been unkind enough to bring up an article I wrote in 2008 which said that Colonel Gaddafi was a great green and gold swathed god of a man who stands astride his country like a naked colossus. His enormous, titanic, beautiful balls dragging through the streets of Tripoli as he gently nudges dissidents out of his way with his massive celestial glands. Others of you have been also unkind enough to remind me that when I was special envoy to Libya in 2008, I left my wife to have an affair with Colonel Gaddafi and a houseboy named Ian. Now, to those of you who said that our relationship with Libya was too close, I say this. That man was a murderous dictator. And we suspected he had weapons of mass destruction. And the only thing to do with murderous dictators when you suspect they have weapons of mass destruction is to do exactly what they want and invite them back into the international community. Just like we did in Iraq. We also recently tried to sell off the forests. We have to sell off the forests. Mrs. Thatcher needs a new place for her gingerbread house. The coalition have demanded that we increase access to forests. We're going to get more people into the forests by turning them into motorways. The word forest comes from the old French forêt, meaning vast expanse of trees, or the new French forêt, meaning car park. The economic results for the last quarter of last year weren't, I'll admit, exactly what we've been hoping for. But Vince Cable has been bullishly defending the coalition's economic policy from those critics who say that reducing the deficit in 5 years was going too far, too fast. Critics like Vince Cable in April of last year. George Osborne has made it very clear that there is no plan B. He's the first Chancellor ever to boast about not having done any contingency planning. He plans to make sure his house doesn't catch fire by not insuring it. David Cameron has made it very clear that youth unemployment is a priority. The Tory party are doing a lot to get young people jobs, mainly by auctioning them off at fundraisers. It was the snow. The snow was the problem. The snow, the awful fucking snow. The only place for snow is on a skiing holiday. got rid of control. We didn't get rid of control orders. We renamed them T-PIMs. Terrorism Prevention and Information Measures. T-PIMs, of course, are named after two of George Osborne's favourite drinks. The other being the blood of orphans. Nick Clegg pledged that we would get rid of control orders, so now the complete list of things that the Lib Dems have successfully abolished is their principles, and that's it. I'd like to quickly address the comprehensive spending review, in which, I'm sad to say, 500,000 public servants will lose their jobs. I'd just like to say this. You didn't think we'd do it! You didn't think we'd do it, but we did! Hospital's gone, nurses gone, teachers gone, doctors gone, forest's gone, aircraft carriers gone, highway gone! Poor people fucked! Lots of poor people fucked! Disabled people fucked! Rich people... Now, hang on, let's not get silly. We are all in this together. Unless you want to get a degree, in which case you're on your own. To the students I say this, there is no such thing as a free lunch. There is a complimentary buffet at the House of Commons, but it's rubbish. We don't riot. This isn't France. We're English. If we're upset about something, we write a stern letter to the Telegraph. We stand in the corner of a room and complain about bad language. We go on a killing spree until Gaza brings us chicken. I like a laugh as much as the next man. Or if the next man's Norman Tebbit, he hates laughter. Proud to see the St. George's Cross flying out here today, because I am here to tell you, being English is nothing to be ashamed of. Being gay is something to be ashamed of. Unless it was a one-time incident with a prefect after lights out. Oh, you can't poo-poo England. It's far too big. Possibly poo-poo Wales after a particularly vicious curry. Curry! Good English dish, curry. Now, your average Indian would have you believe that up until the 18th century, he was swanning around in pyjamas, drinking tea and playing kabaddi. Not a bit of it! When the Dutch East India Company landed in Delhi in 1783, you couldn't get a Peshwari naan and garlic rice for love nor money. Empire was the best thing that ever happened to the Indian. Got him off his arse. Oh, we didn't ask to be colonised, he said. Oh, we didn't ask to colonise you, we just did it. Then they tried to get their country back through non-violence. Fortunately, we had the perfect answer for non-violence. Violence! Lots of lovely violence! Then they had the gall to ask for their tigers back. Tigers, I said? No, I don't think we've seen any tigers. These... they're sofas. Stripy moving... Are you sure you had any to begin with? You were very sure about those tribal treasures, and look where they turned up. That's right, and the British Museum isn't even in India, is it? Can't say things like that now, it's because of political correctness. I abhor political correctness. I have a handicapped son, but nowadays you can't say, handicapped son. You have to say, I have a daughter. It's been a tough year for me. I recently lost my wife. But then poker's a difficult game. If I didn't know the rules, I shouldn't. Not that we are in a society without problems. We do have problems. There is massive violence against women in our society. We have to ask ourselves, why? Why is there such violence against women? And the answer is because they just don't listen. Ain't Margaret Thatcher. You wouldn't have seen Margaret swanning round Croydon City Centre at 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning with her tits hanging out, singing Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me? You couldn't. She had her tits removed in 1946 and replaced with iron spikes that fired from her chest and punctured rivals if you even thought about her tits. Just ask David Blunkett. I have it on very, very good vagina. Just a second pair of teeth. Covered in earwigs, cobwebs, and the bones of dead children. We've gone soft in this country. We've gone far too soft. You've got the Archbishop of Canterbury saying now we need Sharia law. We don't need Sharia law. In Riyadh, they'll cut off your hand for stealing a loaf of bread. That should be a hanging offence. Capital punishment is the only language some people understand. Even worse, French is the only language some other people understand. I recently went to Iran and they came to me and they said, we've caught a homosexual and we intend to put him to death. Come and watch. And that made me very angry. That made me very angry. Because did not our Lord Jesus Christ say, let he who is without sin cast the first stone? And so I did. I was hanged every day at school and didn't do me any harm, apart from with an arm and some sexual dysfunction. Yes, I haven't had an erection since the Falklands War. It wasn't just the Belgrano that went down that night. Is there a lot of poppycock talk nowadays about the decline in British motoring? Time was you saw nothing but British cars on the road. The Triumph Gerald, the Morris Tea Cake, the Austin Nanny. Came with twin airbags as standard. Airbags you could really lose yourself in and forget all about Daddy not coming to see you open the batting for the second 11. Father! You're too old for Daddy now! You're too old for Daddy! You want to go to the cellar? Do you want to go to the cellar? It's dark and it's cold and there are rats crawling around the corners of the room and you can cry, and you can cry, and you can cry, and I'm not coming to get you! It'll make a man of you! You killed your poor mother with your enormous head! St. George. Good English Saint St. George. Born in Malta, lived in Libya, never came to England. He's as English as the Prince of Wales. Oh, yes. Charles Schleswig, Holstein, Saxe, Coburg, Gotha is as English as you or I. Not you look Mediterranean. You can tell he's English. 1, he's eccentric. 2, he owns castles. And 3, he's attracted to a woman who looks like she's passing her way through a cow's second stomach. He's an English virtues, cream teas, sticky wickets, and oh God, no. No. Sorry about that. I think I'll just go and cancel my subscription to the Daily Mail.